Hey everyone, welcome to another video, and today we are going to talk about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is my impressions on after finishing the game. It's my little review. Uh, I've completed the game. I've done all the side quests. I've done all the extra. The I haven't completed it 100%, but I've done all the main quests and a lot of the mini games and like chocobo racing and things like that. I've done a lot of things. I'm not going to talk a lot. I'm not going to dive a lot into the story. I'm not going to reveal any spoilers or anything. But what I can tell you is that I have thoroughly enjoyed. I have thoroughly enjoyed playing this game. Uh, Without diving too much into details, all I can say is like there's a lot of depth, right, into the story. Like I haven't played the original Final Fantasy VII, right. I did not have the opportunity, I did not have the luxury of playing it back then, and I straight up started off with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Um and I really loved the game. And then after checking out a little bit of, without diving too much into the original, I checked out like the comparisons, and I have to say like Rebirth is like a step up from Remake, right? I played Remake, I played the intermission DLC, I played Crisis Core, and Rebirth is just, it's a league on its own. Uh, in a point of like storytelling, right? In a storytelling perspective, like this will definitely be, in my opinion, especially for loyal Final Fantasy fans, especially fans of Final Fantasy VII. They will feel strongly that this is a contender for Game of the Year and things like that, and it will be. But there are going to be so many other games coming out, so but it'll still be up there, right? This is a really top-notch game. I really loved it. I really enjoyed the story was brilliant. The gameplay was also brilliant. The action sequences were really well done. Uh, and yeah, it's setting up to finish off. And the game quite nicely sets up to wrap up in the last installment in the trilogy. So it's going to come in 3 games. So the final one will be the ending, I guess. And yeah, what my hopes is like, so we might, because so the story of Final Fantasy VII, the remake, right, the entire remake trilogy, it differs from the original PS1 in a lot of ways, right? There have been a lot of like additional content, additional background stories given to certain characters, and things like that. So what I really love is the depth that they go into each character, right? Like they make you, the player, get invested so much in in these characters, right? Not just one, like in all of them, every single, even this minute, even the small side characters, like who you just randomly run into, like maybe one quest in the first game, they come back in this game in some form, and there's another story to them, right? It's so rich with stories, like, and it's really nice, like, to see this really awesome interaction, this bonding between all these characters, and that is by far has been, in my opinion, Final Fantasy VII, especially Rebirth, strongest, their strongest, their strongest point, which is like rich characters, rich story, these rich bonds between characters, and they make us invested in these characters, fall in love with these characters, and we really, like me honestly, I really miss seeing these characters, like playing these characters, like seeing the interactions, like the game. It's like those. It's like, well, it's those games, like it's like after watching one of those TV series, or like after a really good season, it comes to a close, and now we have to wait for the next season or something like that. How long is it going to take? We don't know. But Final Fantasy VII, the remake came out in what, 2020, and this came out in what, 2024. So four years, right? 4 years in the making. So it's nice that they take so much time to develop a game, right? It shows like the effort is, you can clearly see the effort they take into delivering such a really good quality game. Uh, I do not see much of a downside to it. The exploration was quite nice. It wasn't too cumbersome. It wasn't too. Uh, there were. I wouldn't say like as soon as the entire open world properly opens up, right? Like like not just one region, that all the regions including sea travel and all that. Once it like really opens up, which comes like very much later in the game, it becomes a bit at first it becomes a little bit how would I say it, daunting at first, having to travel so far, like especially by by your sea transportation. um, but there is not a whole lot to do, but it is a little bit daunting at first, but you get used to it over time and it becomes fine. But other than that, yeah, I'm curious to see, and I guess it might, because in Final Fantasy VII, the first game, they gave us a DLC, which was the introduction to Yuffie, right? And if I remember, from what I've known, Final Fantasy VII, the PS1 version, did not have much. It did not invest much into telling Yuffie's story. If what I've heard is correct. So I'm curious to see if they give us a DLC here to try and build more on the ongoing story so far. But yeah, I am thoroughly, like, I was like really blown away by this game. So I hope you guys, take the time, play this game if you can, or maybe watch it through watch it through my streams or watch it to anyone else's videos. It's really a really good experience. Like, I would say, like, it's like watching a really nice anime movie sort of a thing, right? uh, so yeah, that's all I have for you guys. That's my review. I would say, like, if I was giving this, I would give it like, I mean, to me, it's a 10 out of 10 because I really enjoy story, like rich story driven games. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. It might differ for some people, which is all right, but it doesn't have to stop us from actually enjoying having a good experience, right? So I would recommend you guys, to give it a shot, to try it, play it, experience this rich, these rich characters, right? This very well developed characters. Each character is very well developed. They each have their own arc. They each have their own, like. It's very nice to see them, like, be a little bit ordinary at first and then become something else. Like, in terms of character development, right? So it shows how much layers are there to each character. So it's really nice to see that. So there you guys have it. Like, so that's my little review for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I hope you guys have a good day, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next live stream or video. Then till next time, then bye bye.